Hi, space sector is opening up, right? Lots of opportunities in the way. There are lots of topics floated in the internet which says uh, the space economy, privatization of the space economy, opportunities in terms of investment in the space economy. All these terms are coming up, right? And simultaneously, one another topic is hovering in the internet. That is, government of India is selling ISRO, or let's say ISRO is being sold. Now the question is really ISRO being sold? So in this video, I will discuss all about the space economy. What are the opportunities ahead, and where we stand, where India stands, and what is the standpoint of ISRO? Hi, this is Anik Mitra. I'm a SEBI registered research analyst part-time, having my registration number INH 00002380. In this video, I may make some forward-looking statement. I may refer some of the companies, but please don't consider anything as a buy sell hold recommendation. I do not give any buy sell hold recommendation on this platform. And whatever stock I'm going to name in this particular video are not at all any recommendation. This video is made absolutely for academic purpose. So let's begin. Try to understand. I will start with this rumor that is ISRO being sold. I will start with the answer straight away. First of all, we need to understand that ISRO is an organization which cannot be sold, which must not be sold. It's a public sector entity, and it has it is a strategic part of government space mission. Uh, Even before commercialization of the space technology or space opportunity. So, considering that, whatever the rumor is going on, I believe that you will obviously not buy those gossips. And ISRO is an organization which plays pivotal role and cannot be sold and must not be sold. What is happening that so far, what ISRO was doing for years, ISRO has been doing research activities. ISRO has been doing research in the space for the space. ISRO has been launching satellites to the space for better research, or for a few geostationary, for sending a few geostationary satellites. Even many of the geostationary satellites India uses was launched from US or Russia. So now, with the growing opportunity, India is getting independent. In all aspect, India is becoming self-sufficient, and that's why this step of government becomes very, very crucial. So far, what ISRO was doing R&D. ISRO was building rockets. Into ISRO has all these technologies, developed these technologies for years, right? ISRO is sending satellites in the space. So far, it was very, very limited. Very limited number of satellites used to be sent, and whatever manufacturing had been done, that was for the purpose of those launches, those satellites sent in the space. So now, what is required with the growing opportunity in this particular space? We need more production. And listen, production is not a R&D work. Production is a prototype. If you have the technology, if you fit that technology to the system, if you put a monitoring system, then production can be run without any innovation. But for production, whatever you have done, that is innovation. Manufacturing of the goods is not innovation, but the product itself is the innovation, right? So ISRO is like that only. We need to understand ISRO's standpoint from DRDO's standpoint, Defense Research and Development Organization. No one questions the role of DRDO because it is there for years. Before that, India used to import their defense requirement. With the innovation-led role of the DRDO and production-led role of the companies like HAL and other private sectors, HAL, BEL, and other private companies. Now, India becomes self-sufficient up to a big extent, and India is in the defense segment and also speaking on export as well. Similarly, in the space sector also, it will happen over the period of time, and ISRO will play similar role like uh, what DRDO plays in the defense sector. The similar role will be played by ISRO in the space sector. And ISRO will only focus in innovation, and we will start uh, like and the opportunities ISRO will start focusing in the innovation and production, which is a prototype repetition of the work will be done by some PSUs or private sector units. So here is the opportunity. And now I will go in details to explain you what exactly is happening in this particular space. In this section, we will try to explore the commercial aspect of this entire game. Uh, in FY, we will try to understand from with some data points, right? So I personally checked the website of ISRO, and what I found, ISRO had 5 launches in 2025. I'm referring calendar year 2025. In out of that 5 launches, 4 were successful, one was not successful, right? Uh, SpaceX, Elon Musk's SpaceX had 169 launch in calendar year 2025, and I checked personally in the SpaceX website and found 12 launches in only in the month of August so far. So you understand the commercial aspect of that launches, placing satellites on the space. So ISRO plays a different role altogether. It's not into commercial part, and whatever SpaceX does, SpaceX is the commercial company who looks after profit, and things must be commercialized after research and development, right? It is like research is not done or things are not developed to put it in the showcase. Okay, because in research country spends thousands of crores of rupees, right? So it must be commercialized. It is research is not done for putting in the showcase. Many research fails also, but if anything can be commercialized, it must be commercialized, and it also helps the country to you know grow in terms of technology, in terms of economy, in all aspect. All of us understands, right? Now SpaceX has its own technology. Indian private companies, no one is equipped in that way. But yes, with this, like with advent of SpaceX, with advent of Elon Musk, Starlink, this launches become very competitive and very important. Last year, globally, there was 4,544 satellites placed in different orbits around the across the world, right? So SpaceX played a very significant role over there. Okay, more means the higher contribution came from SpaceX alone. So why the satellite launches? So Starlink, I'm going to explain like what Starlink is going to do in the next part. And as SpaceX becomes very active and space sector is opening up, so it becomes mandatory for India also to participate over there, because you know that Starlink has already arrived in India. And at certain point of time we have seen some sort of uncertainty or some sort of fear, some sort of exchange of words related to this Starlink's India advent into India, and Indian tech companies, sorry, telecom companies. At certain stage, some of the industry, some part of the industry was speculating it can be it can mean Starlink can poses challenge to the internet connection connectivities or data services provided by this telecom company. So it becomes very much important to open up the space sector, and that's why this production capability is getting diluted from ISRO, and now it's becoming a part of uh, means government is opening up that particular segment for private sector
In this
participation,
section,
because
we
we
will
want
largely
to
discuss on
commercial expedite the
of
process, and
satellite
production,
launch
more
and
production is required. You
space
understand, like
economy.
so many satellite
What Starlink
launches,
is
so
doing. That
many
is our main
activities,
objective to
Starlink's
understand
network
what
in the
we
space.
can do or
So all
what
these
is
things
the opportunity
opens
in
up the
the space
opportunity, as
economy.
well as
So
it
at this point in
mandates
time,
a
Starlink
country
is
like
the
us
only company who is
to
providing
rapidly catch
satellite-based
the
internet
bus,
connection, right?
to rapidly
And
grow to catch the
the
bus. That's it.
advantage of satellite-based
Okay,
internet
okay.
connection is
So
that
in the
uh,
next
laying
section, I'm
down
going to
optical fiber
explain you
cables
Starlink. What Starlink is
in the remote
actually
places
doing,
becomes
right?
costly affair. Let's say someone is located in the unfavorable terrain in the Himalayas, in the mountains, in the very deep inside the mountain. It's very difficult to lay down even hanging wires from pole to pole is also not feasible. So satellite does not have that limitation, terrain-related limitation. That's why satellite-based internet connection is considered as more stable, and it can penetrate deep inside any terrain, right? That's why Starlink comes into play. And what Starlink is doing, basically, Starlink is building a network of satellites to cover the whole world, right? Or at least some geographies. Like just consider the traditional way how fiber optic cable network is built. Uh, it like there are fiber optical cable lay down, and there are branches, sub branches, and reaches various points to cater all the people, right? And what Starlink can do, uh, similar network has to be built in terms of satellite. So satellite network is in the space. So for that, how many satellites are required? Just try to understand. It's not geostationary satellites. Geostationary satellites are much higher orbit, at the much higher orbit, maybe 36,000 kilometers from the Earth's surface. But these low orbital satellites, these are called, means whatever Starlink is launching for the internet connectivity, those are not like placed so high in the orbit. So these are low orbital satellites. It is 550 kilometers above Earth surfaces, so quite low, right? Naturally, whenever your height is low, you can cover less space. So uh, and Earth is moving, and this stationary geostation these satellites are also moving. Geostationary satellite, being its high altitude, uh, it can cover much higher space. That's why it requires a very few in numbers. But low orbital satellites can't do it. These satellites are moving also very fast. Okay, naturally, as these are moving very fast, so like it passes through one particular region for a very short period of time. So once that particular satellite disappears, or the range, the area becomes beyond the range of that particular satellite, it cannot like internet connectivity will disappear. So we need uninterrupted connectivity, right? And that's why we need more satellites, so that one passes through the region, the other should start covering that particular geography. Then for that, we need more satellites. Starlink requires more satellites. So already there are in 2025 they have launched more than 2000 satellites. In the calendar year 2025, Starlink launched more than 2000 satellites. So there are much more coming. And with this space economy is opening up. How? Uh, that does not mean that all other companies or some other companies will come up and will start deploying their own satellite. That possibility is removed. That can be done by one company, like Starlink is doing. In future may another one to may come up to join the race. But it's not a proliferance. It cannot be so many companies cannot come and start selling this type of service. Even telecom domain also, see how many companies provide the service. Although there are so many telecom cable operators, telecom manufacturers, so many optical fiber manufacturers, so many lay down companies, EPC companies, but actual operators are two, three, four.
It's an oligopolistic market. Similarly, the space economy will the key companies will be very limited. Now, one it can go another a few. That's it. But it's not all. The space economy starts with this type of efforts, but does not end here. We need so many satellites. So there is an opportunity to manufacture satellite and its components. We need for so many launches. We need those payloads. We need those rockets. We need propulsions. We need launch vehicles. So all these are combining to open up the space economy. So many opportunities are there in the space technology, and that is why India also needs to exploit this opportunity, because India these days are quite advanced and participate in all advanced technologies and games. So this is the opportunity, and we need to understand why this commercialization of ISRO's uh, production capability is highly required, right? For decades, ISRO is not just designing rockets, it is also heavily involved in their production and launch as well. Now, so far, it was up to 5 launches, a few rockets, a few satellites. That's it. Related to a few launch vehicles, PSLV, whatever. But now the requirement has completely been changed. And what does it require? To capture the opportunity of the space economy, opening up space economy, to join the race with SpaceX, to exploit that opportunity of allied industries. What we require, that we need to produce more. Now, ISRO is more a R&D organization. For R&D, whatever is required, that was made in-house. But for production, we don't require scientists. Scientists can focus only in R&D. Production can be done by general engineer. It is a prototype act, right? Now, there may be R&D lab in manufacturing companies for optimizing the process, optimizing manufacturing process, right? But what is very much required at this point in time, that we need more production. We cannot uh, keep us happy with 4 5 launches and related manufacturing. We require hundreds of launches, and which is not possible by ISRO or any other one public limited organization. And that is where the opportunity comes up for private players as well. And that is why this technology transfer is required by ISRO. ISRO will now, what will happen, that ISRO will keep focusing on the uh, development of or innovating technologies. ISRO will innovate technologies, will transfer technologies, and with that transfer technology, the space economy will open up. Lots of public sector companies and private sector players will start joining the race. Already, we have seen like more than 300 space startups have been named from India, right? So this sector is very much opening up, and that is why government's responsibility to open up or to provide the opportunity to the private players to take our economy way ahead, right? So now what India requires, that is, India requires next generation launch vehicle. India requires reusable launch vehicles. Whatever launch vehicle ISRO has, those are not reusable. Those are basically for each and every launch, you need a separate PSLV, a separate launch vehicle, which gets lost in the space. Means it gets lost or it gets burned in the space. So we cannot reuse it. But SpaceX has this capability of reusable, has the technology which uses reusable launch vehicle. So after the launch, the bottom part of it, called first phase, it comes back for, and after some refurbishing, it becomes ready for the next launch. So that makes SpaceX mission economically viable. We need this technology, and ISRO is already started working over there. Uh, so apart from that, we need human space flight, where ISRO has been working for years. We need space station technologies, lunar missions, Mars, Venus missions, advanced propulsion, in-space docking, satellite servicing, deep space communications, advanced Earth observation. All these are activities lined in terms of opportunities over there. And ISRO, being the R&D company, or let's say the focused ISRO scientists who are focused into this innovation, will play a pivotal role in going up space opportunity for the country. Now let's understand this satellite opportunity can be enormous. A satellite is not just a scientific object, it is infrastructure. Satellites provide communication, internet, navigation, weather forecasting, Earth observation, agricultural monitoring, disaster management, uh, defense and surveillance, mapping, television broadcasting, and increasingly direct connectivity to mobile phones. As I already said, with the advent of Starlink, internet connectivities are also through satellite. So this means uh, India will need many more satellites in the coming years. And ISRO cannot economically manufacture every satellites required by the country. That creates an enormous opportunity for private manufacturers. Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, that is InSpace, has mandated to facilitate transfer of technologies developed by ISRO centers or its units to Indian entities. The New Space India Limited, that is NSIL, which is the production and technology transfer wing of ISRO, says it is authorized to enter into technology transfer agreements with Indian entrepreneurs and industry for technologies developed by Department of Space or ISRO. So the model is already operational, right? As of 31st January 2026, InSpace had facilitated 71 ISRO technology transfer to industry and startups. The economic survey also says that six Indian national government entities had launched 18 satellites, while 25 payloads had been flown or scheduled in the on the PSLV orbital experimental module. This is a major change from the traditional model, right? So far, we have discussed randomly about opportunities. Many time I have referred that space sector is opening up, opportunities are there in satellite, in rocket, etc. Now I'm going to, in a composite way, I am to present you what are exactly the opportunities. I've jotted down all together, and let me tell you what are the opportunities. The upstream opportunities are launch vehicles, I have mentioned. Okay, rocket engines, propulsion, satellite structures, solar panels, because those are fitted to power satellites, uh, then sensors, then comes electronics, space grade semiconductors. Midstream opportunities are satellite manufacturing, satellite communications, Earth observations, navigation, ground stations, and downstream opportunities are internet, agricultural analytics, weather forecasting or current weather condition, insurance, mapping, defense intelligence, logistics, telecom, financial services. This is where real economic multiplier can come from. So, hope you understand how this opportunity is opening up in front of the country, and lots of startups are already in the race to capture the opportunity. India is no more behind, and as US has initiated, India is also closely following. Obviously, ISRO will play their role, will keep on supporting the country and country's economy by their innovative work, by research and development. So, if you find this video informative, don't forget to uh, like the video, and also do subscribe my channel for getting this type of detailed research and analysis. Thank you so much.